So today we're going to be talking about the Pennsylvania colony. Yay! And y'all are actually going to get to be teachers for a day, and I'll get to explain that in just a minute. But first, we're going to start by establishing and talking about what our standard is. And our standard is to analyze the founding of Pennsylvania as a haven for Quakers and the tolerance that drew many different groups to the colony, including the significance of William Penn, Philadelphia, relationship with Native Americans, and role of women. Now we're going to talk about what our learning target is. And our learning target is that we will learn about Pennsylvania. That's basically what it is. Now, the materials that we're going to need for today are our laptop, our pencil, and a sheet of paper. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do some research about Pennsylvania. You're going to use 4 different websites that are given right here. The first one is just a website about the Quakers, like where they came from, how they got here. The next one is about William Penn. The third is about the Holy Experiment that William Penn created and kind of what that is. And the fourth is the women's roles. So you're going to go through each website, and you're going to take notes on Microsoft Word about these 4 different websites. Make sure you just kind of say which website it came from, like just say Quakers, say Penn, Holy Experiment, Women's Roles, something like that. Make it like kind of obvious which website it came from. Then I'll give you guys about 10 minutes per website or so. They're not super long, but I'll kind of gauge that based on how you guys are doing. So if it comes to a point where you need a little more time, obviously I'll give you more time, but you will have a timer on the board as well to help count down, and we'll do this together. We'll do this part together. Then once we're finished with all of our notes and things, we are going to be broken up into groups, and our groups are just going to be your table partners. And I'm going to give each group one of the 4 standard topics. And yes, I know that a group or 2 might have the same topic, but it's okay. We'll make it work. We'll get through it. And you guys are going to be able to make a PowerPoint together. And so let's talk about this PowerPoint. So it's supposed to be a 4 to 5 minute long presentation. You need to have at least 3 graphics, so 3 or more. And it needs to show an understanding of the topic that you were given. So if you're on the role of women, you need to show that you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about and you actually read it. And then you're going to give the most important details that you think we need to know. Because what we're going to do is, as y'all are given the presentation, the rest of the class is going to be taking notes on your presentation. And so here's a very important thing. Each group member must talk at least one time. At least one time. Next, we're going to have 2 different rubrics this go around. So the first rubric is, for research. So you guys are going to send me your Word document. You guys are just going to submit it to me, and I'm going to use my rubric that I have for the notes. You guys use it's going to be based on organization, the amount of information, the quality of the information, the internet use, like making sure that you know which site it comes from, that type of thing. And I'm going to be walking around during this, and I'm going to make note of who was on task, who was not on task, and things like that. And you'll be graded based on your notes. And the second rubric is for the presentation. And you will be graded on things like the time limit, was it 4 to 5 minutes, speaking clearly, using complete sentences, staying on topic, the content itself, the collaboration with your peers, like working well together, how you worked in your groups, and then your visual aids. And I'll also be grading on if every person talked or not. So it is very important that we're doing right on our presentations and our research so we can make sure to get some good grades, and these should not be very hard grades. you can easily make a good grade as long as you do what needs to be done. And I will let everyone see the rubrics in class as well. So after our time is up, like I said, all groups will choose one person to make and submit the PowerPoint to me. It's just easier. If you guys want the PowerPoint, then you can share it with each other. But I just need one person per group to send it to me. All notes will be submitted to me to grade as well, which I have stated before. When it is time for the groups to present, computers will still be used to take notes of other groups' presentations. So you guys will still use Microsoft Word to add the notes to yours. That's why I'm not taking these notes up until after the presentations are already done, so everyone has good quality notes that you should get a very good grade on. So then, when everyone has presented, we will have a class discussion about what we talked about and kind of just make sure everyone has a good understanding. And at the end of the class period, we will also be giving a think sheet. This is why you guys are going to need the pencil and a sheet of paper, because we are going to have 5 different questions on our think sheet, and they'll be like, who was William Penn? Will be the first question. The second question is summarize the role of women in this colony. So I mean, those two are straight from the notes and the presentations that we're having. The third question is, how does the Pennsylvania colony differ from the Jamestown colony? So a little bit of brainstorming, going back to what we had talked about earlier in the school year. And then the fourth one is kind of thinking about what you would do. So if you're in the shoes of William Penn in the Pennsylvania colony, would you have left Massachusetts too? Why or why not? And the fifth question is, say that you did leave Massachusetts. Develop a plan for a new colony. Things you need to consider are like landscape, other colonies, Indians, weather and climate, like the soil and things like that. But this number 5 is definitely one that you're going to have to think about and really brainstorm. And it's going to be fun. Like, that sounds like a fun question that I think everyone should enjoy. But yeah, I think that'll be a really fun activity for you. Well, that's all I have for right now. I really hope that we can all have fun with this, and it should be pretty easy grades that will help boost a lot of yours if you need help with it. And I will see you all in class next time.